Kinetic News Daily. We're here live, real, and here to give you the news that we got. So, we're glad you joined us. June 18th. Let's get into the Moscow officials claimed to have shot down 180 drones on the outskirts of the city. Russian Defense Ministry admitted that staggering total 555 Ukraine drones were intercepted across multiple regions of Crimea overnight. That's a lot of drones. Where are they all coming from, and where did the Ukraine get all this technology at? I think it's coming from Europe. Uh, According to the local regional governors, the falling drone debris explosions injured at least 17 people. That means it's probably a low number in the greater Moscow region, including two children, and damages of multiple residences, facilities, large shopping mall. The black rain that they say is coming, the residents living in the southeastern Moscow near the burning Gazprom refinery, Gazprom refinery. Uh, there's going to be severe fallout, environmental fallout coming from that. We all know that. So the pre-dawn assault, the skies above Moscow began humming with the Ukraine launched its latest single arsenal of drones. Where do they get these drones from? Because whoever they're getting them from, well, that means they're part of the war. A massive wave of 137 long range strikes, long range, so they're not, your average everyday drones. So they're coming from somebody's military. They're military drones. Um, Ground zero was Capitonia. Absolute primary target was a massive Moscow oil refinery located in Capitonia, just 9 miles southeast of the Kremlin. Getting pretty close there. Multiple drones successfully passed layered air defense grids, and they're detonating all over, igniting massive fires across the critical oil refinery units. And a lot of the main gas from Russia comes out of there. The double strike, it wasn't a random hit, it was targeted, obviously. It has been heavily struck in less than a week. It's been heavily struck. I think this is the second time, may have been the third. The previous strikes disabled the primary refining unit. The second wave strike slammed the remaining operational infrastructure, sending a towering plummet in thick black smoke all over the city. I don't know how the Russian people are putting up with this. I certainly don't know how Putin is putting up with it. He's actually showing a lot of patience, if you want my opinion on it, because I would have devastated them. But Putin is a president of a country and he knows there's repercussions from every action. So, he being a smart guy, I'm guessing he is. He knows what he's doing. But Moscow is a fortified, untouchable fortress. Well, that's kind of been shot down because those drones got through. A lot of those drones got through. So the transportation, 300 commercial flights have been canceled. all major Moscow airports, including the major regions, have completely halted operations because of these drones. So the economic damage to the capital after losing the MNPZ refinery supplies it supplies roughly 40% of Moscow's fuel, gasoline 50%, diesel 40% gasoline, 50% diesel. That's the entire region. It'd be equivalent to what Gavin Newsom's done in California. Run all the refineries out. There ain't nobody to refine any gas or diesel for us. And Russia's going to seem to run into the same problem here in a few of their cities. The national energy crisis, the strike has plummeted Russia's domestic fuel grid to the lowest it has been in 21 years. That's that's a hit. Over one third of the nation's total refining capacity is now offline. That's causing immediate fuel shortages, and emergency restrictions are going to ripple throughout the area, the regions. And it's 25 different regions that are going to be affected. When a country's oil refining capacity plummets to 21-year low because of a simple drone, plastic, fiberglass, well, the entire war machine starts to starve for fuel. It's unbelievable what this has come to. And what's more unbelievable to me is the fact that Putin is putting up with this. Um, Zelensky and his out touting that Moscow will burn. Warning. Uh, Ukrainian President Zelensky, the fake that he is, officially confirmed that the precision strikes and publicly stated retaliation for the recent Russian attack in Kiev earlier this week. I'm going to go with the G7. Okay, well, let's just get this. The G7 pledges. The massive escalation occurred just hours after Zelensky held a high level coordinated phone call with the Western leaders at the G7 summit, securing fresh pledges from somebody with long range support and anti missile hardware to continue this war. That's what's going on here. And we all know that. So I'm going to go with Russia has to be about out of patience. Putin has to be about on his last thread of patience. Now, they don't want war. You can clearly see that, or Russia would have taken a lot more aggressive actions a lot sooner. But what I see coming, what I kind of feel is coming, it's not I see it, it's more I feel it, is and I say this after witnessing Zelensky at the G7 meet there and Donald Trump. Zelensky went up to little big man syndrome, went up to Donald Trump to shake his hand and want to talk to him, and Donald Trump did rightfully so, turned his back on the little big man and just walked away. Zelensky is a problem child that was planted by Barack Obama in the coup takeover the Ukraine then, so let's not make any mistake about that. It was a coup in the Ukraine, and the Democrat Party, headed by Barack insane Obama, planted Zelensky in there, and we've had nothing but problems since. 11, 12 years, 12 years war. Problem. Problem. Okay, well, I'm not going to blame Russia or Vladimir Putin. If they just say enough is enough and just take the full force of the Russian military he's got, and he's got the power to do it, and just march in and take Kiev. Just take it. Once he's there and once he's holding it, it's not going to be easy to take it back. And once you get rid of Zelensky and the foreign actors that are in there trying to steal the Ukrainian people's resources that are under their ground, that's what this is all about. That, and for NATO to be able to put or yeah, I guess it would be NATO, put nuclear weapons on the Russian border. I don't blame Russia for doing this. Russia did not start this. So people might disagree with me. That's fine. Put it in the comments and let me know all about it. But you know, the way I see this, Russia did not knock on anybody's door saying we want to break in. The exact opposite was going on. Not to mention, Barack Obama broke a treaty that had been in play since 1992, I believe. Or I guess Barack Obama didn't do that. That was actually done by Joe Biden, but suggested through Barack Obama. So either way, it's criminal ass stuff, and people should be looking at it as if Russia was the United States of America. Because if Russia was to pull ballistic missiles or bring their military to the Canadian border, every single solitary, except for the Democrat, whatevers they are, would be totally against it. Why? Because while it is an absolute threat and a complete and utter danger to everything to do that, it'd be insane to do so. So, for anybody to have any ill feelings about Vladimir Putin or the Russian people not wanting any nuclear weapons or any weapons of any kind on their border, just what, 50 miles from Moscow? Anybody that go along with that would be absolutely insane and well deserving of a straitjacket. So that's what I got on that. I think Russia is close to, Vladimir Putin is close to moving in and taking it. I think he is, because this has gone on long enough, and Donald Trump has tried, and he's been patient. And at the same time, Donald Trump can't come right out and say, okay, Vladimir, we're done. You take it. He can't do that. But the actions I kind of see DJT maneuvering around is opening that door. Because once Russia gets in there, they're there. And then Russia, Vladimir Putin, the Russian people can begin to rebuild the Ukraine and prove to the world they're not the bad guys, because that can happen, and that can happen very, very quickly. It can happen practically overnight, because the Russian military, they're not ghosts. They're real. And I think Vladimir Putin has had enough, and he's very close to making this move. Having said that, he does not want to start a world war. Now, the EU can't do anything, NATO can't do anything, and England can't do anything without the United States of America. So when Donald Trump turned his back on Zelensky, I'm taking that as he was turning his back on all the people that are supporting this. I'm hoping that's what it meant. I don't know that, but I'm hoping. So, hope you like, subscribe. Hope you got something out of it. Put stuff down in the comment section and tell me all about it. Uh, Hope you like, subscribe, follow, hit that like button, and help us out. Appreciate it. Jump over to PayHip if you can and purchase one of our books. They're entertaining. They're might learn something out of it. Um, and we hope to see you next time. This Kinetic News Daily. We are live, we are real, and right now we are out. Have a good day, everyone.